Hi, I'm Jen, and this is
Brandon.
And we're a veg couple. We're going to do a review of the 1996 version of Romeo and Juliet for the CTFX Cinema Club.
Romeo and Juliet is, of course, the classic Shakespeare story of the star-crossed lovers. Let's face it, if you've completed your sophomore year of high school, you should know the plot of this movie by now.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to even bother going over it. Because you should know. Unless you're really young, you should know.
This is a modernized, very 90s adaptation of Romeo and Juliet. They use the old language of Shakespeare, but they changed things by it's being set in Verona Beach instead of Verona, Italy. And they have guns instead of swords.
Also, I don't know if you noticed, but like some of the guns were labeled with types of swords. Like Tybalt's gun said rapier on it.
Yeah, the guns were labeled with types of sword. There was a rapier. There was a long sword that Sir Montague had.
Get me my long sword.
And there was one that actually said dagger on it.
Yeah. The first half of this movie, when it's more of a comedy, just as a whole reminded me of the Blink-182 music video for the song Damn It. Which is the one where they go to the movie theater and they see Mark's ex-girlfriend with their new boyfriend, and they just act like children, annoying her, and they run around super fast and very mid-90s.
Yes, the Montague boys are very, very comical in their roles.
Yes.
And I think that Leonardo DiCaprio, I might be biased because I was in love with him growing up, I think he makes a amazing Romeo.
I actually remember this is the first ever Shakespeare play I read in high school, and I remember that one of the characters in the book, like, I really felt a connection to, and I probably liked more than almost any other Shakespeare character, and that was Mercutio.
Yeah. Were you surprised at all about Mercutio's character, how they modernized him, or how they cast him at all?
No. Well, I mean, I imagine there probably were no black people in 15th century Verona, Italy. Or not many.
You seem surprised that he was black.
Yeah, but it's a modern adaptation. Like, when we read it in school, I would always try and get the teacher to let me do Mercutio's parts, which for the most part I did.
There were a lot of changes made to make it fit to the modern setting.
Some slight changes in language I noticed, like in the first scene with Romeo and his cousin, Benvolio, went looking for him. Mm-hmm. Instead of calling him cousin, he called him cuz.
Yeah. But the very well-known balcony scene, for example, there was a lot of interaction with the swimming pool.
Yeah.
Which is something that you don't have in the actual play. The balcony scene takes place primarily on the balcony. And water seemed to play a pretty big role throughout the movie.
Yeah.
It was interesting. I think it's symbolic.
Yeah. Paul Rudd was in this movie.
Yes, Paul Rudd was in this movie.
I like Paul Rudd.
Paris.
I like Paul Rudd. He's one of my favorite actors. I was a little disappointed that he didn't make a single boner joke, but I don't think it would really fit into the movie.
And, of course, Claire Danes as Juliet. And I think she did a very good job. She
did a great job acting, and an even better job being hot. They changed the ending.
They changed the ending significantly. Not going to go into details, but the sequencing of the way things happen changed quite a bit.
They changed the ending enough that even me, who's not as big a Shakespeare fan, picked up on it. Like, that's wrong.
Come here. Yeah, I'm a huge Shakespeare fan, and I've seen this movie several times. And to the point where I'm sitting there mouthing the words as they're saying them or before they're saying them. So,
To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether it's his nobler in the
wrong
mind.
play.
Oh. I like that one though.
That's Hamlet.
I like that one though. Oh.
You're thinking, for this one you want to be saying, but soft, but light through yonder window breaks. It is the east and Juliet, the sun.
Maybe Romeo should have took the time to say the to be or not to be thing and really think it out before he just drank the poison.
Wow.
I mean, taking the time to actually stop and think it out kind of kept Hamlet from killing himself.
Yeah.
Granted, he died at the end anyway.
Yeah.
It's not a Shakespeare play unless 90% of the cast dies.
Yeah. One thing that any writer can learn from Shakespeare is don't be afraid to torture your characters. It makes a great story. Okay, what are we going to rate this?
I mean, it is what it is. If you're into that type of movie, you like Shakespeare, you're gonna like this movie. If you're not as big into Shakespeare, there are definitely some comedic elements very early in the movie to help you get through. I mean, I'm gonna give it 6, just because, like, I feel like if I was more into Shakespeare, more into the romantic stuff, I'd like it more. But, you know, it's not my favorite Shakespeare play. Not as big into Shakespeare as other people, so 6.
I would give it a solid 8.
See what I mean?
A solid 8. I want to give it 9 because of nostalgia, but I think if I'm being fair, an 8 is more accurate.
Yeah.
I had to take off a little bit because of how much key scenes are changed and whether or not I feel that it's the best for the movie or not. So, 8.
Yeah. If you like this review, give it a thumbs up, save to favorites, and subscribe. And DFTBA.
Bye.
Bye. Yes. And
Okay.
poison is an easily hid way of killing people. What the fuck?
That's not really poison. That's just Mountain Dew. You're okay.
I think you should cut that part out and then, like, cut that part and then put it at the end after we give our ratings. Like the whole part about poison.